Good morning to all the participants of one-week workshop on Learn LaTeX for research using Overleaf, organized by Learn LaTeX Group with support from Overleaf under the Overleaf Advisor Program. Myself, K.S. Ramana, a research scholar in Department of Mathematics, NIT Warangal. I convey my warm regards to the workshop convener Dr. Raj and the coordinator, Mr. Sonu, for providing me a platform to share my tiny knowledge with you all learned audience. The topic of today's workshop is making beautiful presentation in LaTeX using Overleaf. In other words, today I am going to let you know about Beamer presentation in LaTeX. For this I am using Text Studio with which I'll tell you how to give a beautiful presentation. Later I'll tell you how to use Overleaf for the same presentation. Before I go further, my aim is to get the output in this particular form, the presentation in this form. This is the first page of the presentation and the subsequent pages of the presentation are these. So my aim is to get this kind of presentation at the end of this session. So let us begin with the Text Studio. This is my LaTeX environment. As you know that we should start with the document class, and there are several types of classes as you are aware of that, like article, beamer and so forth. Here we are going to have the beamer presentation, so therefore we consider the document class as beamer. So hence I have written document class within the floor brackets beamer. Now as we know that the whatever the entries that you are going to have must lies between the begin document and end document. So therefore I have written begin document and end document here. Now let me start with creating the pages of our presentation. In presentation, LaTeX presentation, the pages are named as frames. So that means if you want to create a page, in this other sense, that you are going to create a frame. So there are two ways to create a frame. So let me start with creating a first frame here. This is the one way of creating frame here. This is slash frame, and within the two flower brackets here. See here the left flower brackets and right flower brackets. And the content which is available within these two is the content of the frame. Here, this first one stands for the frame title. So that means whatever the title that you want to give to the frame, it should be written by mentioning slash frame title within the flower brackets first frame. This first frame is my title of the frame. And here, this is as usual the enumerating the items here. Begin enumerate and enumerate. Between these three are created three items here. Now let us run what happens to this particular presentation here. So here it runs here. Now I am going to see this is the first frame of our presentation. See the title of the page, first frame, and these three contents. Three items 1, 2, 3 here because we are given enumerate, so we got names 1, 2, 3 here. This is how we can create the first frame here. The other way also you can create a frame as I told you. So by mentioning slash begin frame. So this is another way of creating the frame between begin frame and end frame. The same content can be copied here and I'll place the same content at this particular place. Let us see how you are going to get this. Let me run this program once again. Now see here, this is the first frame you got here. The same content is available here, but without the name of the title. Why? Because I have not included the first frame, the name of the page. So that let me take the same here, same title, whatever I want, and therefore I try to include here at this place. Now let me run once again and see what happens here. See, this is the first one which we created, and this is the second one which we have created. So this is how we can create frames in the LaTeX presentation. Usually, the presentations have the first page consisting of title of the presentation, author of the presentation, and date on which he is presenting here. So, to introduce that first page, which is nothing but the title page, here we must go to the preamble here before begin document and enter the title, author, and the institute date, whatever we want to enter here by introducing slash title, slash author, slash institute, and slash date. Here, my title is a sample presentation. I am the author here, and the institute and date is I written as August 2020. If you don't want any date, you can put it as empty within the flower brackets, or if you want a present date, you can take it as last today. Now you run this. Now you don't find any change in this particular output because I didn't mention anything about this title page in the document here. So therefore, what this can be done by introducing another frame in the document. Because I want it as the first page of the document here, so I will make it as the first frame here by introducing begin frame. Now here in the first frame content, I write it as slash title page. Now this gives us the title page of our presentation. See here, this is a simple presentation, a author, institute, and the date on which we are going to present here. In some presentations, we may have two or more authors which can be modified by introducing the author section here. So here I'll go to the author section. Just see we comment this. Now I'll have here in author section I introduce two authors and the corresponding institutions also written, and then see the modification I will get in the presentation here. This is how I am going to have the two authors, and this can be done in several ways that you can do according to your convenience. Now let us have an overview of the presentation, the output of the presentation, whatever we have just now. See, this is the output of the presentation. See this one, this is the first frame, and this is the first frame again we had because we did it in two different ways. Let me modify here and see what happens, the output more elegant way here. This I just write it as the second frame, and let me run here. So first frame and second frame we got, right? Now in this particular fashion we can add number of frames according to our requirement, but to appear them in a better manner or more elegant manner, we need to use beamer themes. There are so many beamer themes which are available. So to introduce the beamer themes, we have to go for preamble. The preamble means here I introduce the beamer themes here. So let me introduce. The themes can be introduced with the help of the command use theme. Use theme. And there are so many themes which are available in the beamer section. So let me use one of them here. Let me use the Madrid here. Now what happens to the output which you see here? This is the output which we have to the previous one. See this sample presentation, the first page, and here the author's names here, and the presentation title and the date here. And this is the first frame we have, and this is the second frame. This is how we can change the presentation completely. Appearance, presentation look completely. Suppose if you are not interested in the color of the presentation, you can also change the color of the presentation by way of introducing the color theme, use color theme. That can be done here by using use color theme. There are just like here themes, the color themes are so many listed here. So I just use here crane. I use the crane theme here, color theme, and run it. So see what the difference that you'll get here. See the change where change is in the presentation. In the similar fashion, we can have so many color themes here. Suppose to illustrate, you go for one more color theme here named as beaver. Now see here, run this. See the difference here. So in this fashion, by changing the colors also, we can uh, differentiate the look of our presentation. We can modify the look of our presentation elegantly. Now we have learned how to add frames and something about title page and about themes. But it is customary to give an overview of our presentation in the beginning of the presentation. This can also be done in two different ways. You can add a frame because it is the first page after immediately after the title page. So you can add a frame after the title page and enumerate your titles of the presentation at that particular place. So I introduce the again a new frame after the title page. Here this is the title page. So I'll introduce here after title page. See, this is my title page here, right? Okay, I'll talk about this later. So here it is a frame. The frame title I given is the presentation overview, and in that I have enumerated all the items which we have. In this here, these are the items which I want to have the subheadings of our presentation. Let us see what happens to this particular output of this presentation so far. See, if you come to this presentation overview, and these are the titles which I have. Just the beginning, for example, first example, math example, so on and so forth, so on and so forth. This is one way of our giving the overview of presentation. Suppose I want to, while I am giving these are the titles which are given in the beginning. But while preparing the presentation, in the middle of the presentation, I got some other idea, so I changed the title of the subheading. But if you forget the change in the modifying that change in the presentation overview slide, then it looks awkward. So therefore, I personally avoid this kind of preparing the overview presentation. So I go for the alternative way of do this here. So how can I do that? So let me see here how can I do this here. For that purpose, just here I comment this because I don't want this. Now I go for the another way of doing it. So what I do is, so I introduce a begin frame. So here a frame was introduced here. Now, of course, the thing I want to mention here is just by using the command, single command slash table of contents. Just I'll use this command here. But the only precautionary measure that I want to consider for this is we need to mention sections at an appropriate place. Then only these things will appear in the corresponding page, that is in the overview of presentation. Here I want to give that here the presentation, the title name here, just here I'll mention the presentation overview. Now see, they run this particular one. Nothing. You got this title here, you got the presentation overview, but nothing is mentioned here because we have not mentioned any sections at a proper appropriate place. Let us try to do that here. Now what I do is I'll go to the the frame here, for the first frame here. Now I mentioned the section with the name just beginning. Just see the spelling mistake I did here. Now see, just let me run this. See, I got this in the presentation view. I didn't modify anything in the presentation overview title. I didn't bother about that. But whatever I have, I just modified in this corresponding section. Now let me introduce one more section here to have this. Now I go for one more section here, and the section I got named as a first example. Let's see. Now, even though it is a section, I want to mention in the particular frame. So again, I have to introduce a frame here. I introduce this. Now here I want to some content at this particular stage. See the content I change. Let's see. See how this is something else I did here. I introduced some other title here. So I got two end frames. Okay, two begins. So that is wrong. Okay, then just see done. See, I got this. See, I got some other extra slide here. But go to the title page. See, just the beginning and first example we got. So automatically I got this because of introducing a section here. First example, the same first example I got in the presentation overview slide. So I need not bother about that here. So if you go to the output of this particular presentation, see this first preview and the first frame, second frame, and yes, the example. Now, suppose while I am presenting this, I want to itemize these things here one after the other. I want to show the first one first, and after some explanation, I want to go for the second one, and thereafter the third one after some explanation. That can be done by using two ways here. See this at enumerate place. I just go here. I put this red brackets here. This is the optional one, of course. Whenever I go for the optional thing, that you know, it will be in square brackets here. Take less than symbol, plus, minus, and greater than symbol here. See the beauty of this particular small change here in this output. Just I run everything in normally. Now I go for this presentation output. See the first page, normal, second page, third page, and now see this. Now I didn't upload the remaining two here. Where are they? Just go for the after explanation. I go for this one. Now I got this second one. Press enter, and then I got this here. This is how we can obtain the output so nicely, so beautifully. The second alternative way to do this one is just remove this, and after completion of this, now enter pass command. Enter just pass command here. Here also at the end of this, enter pass command. Pass. Now just see, run this. Again, go to the output. See this. See, I got this the same way, whatever the way which we obtained earlier here. This is how we can pass the output according to our convenience. So let me introduce one more frame after this. begin frame. Now just enter the contents here. See here. Now just I want to have some title of the frame and some section name, all those things here as we discussed earlier. Here is section. Section title is, I'll take math example. Okay, and now I want to have the frame title also for this. So I take frame title and the title of these mathematical functions. Now just I want to have some content also here. So like this, the following are the some well known functions and expressions. Okay, now let me run this. What is going to have an output here? If you see the screen, see we got good, very good. We got all the mathematical functions at a stage. But the important thing which I observed here is all of them are in a one column and they are in densely placed here. But everything, the right side is everything is empty. So I can have this in different column sections, different columns here. That means I want to have in separate columns so that they can visible more beautifully. So how can I do that? This can be done by introducing the multi-call function here. Multi-call function here. How can I do that here? Let us see here. So let me introduce the package, namely multi-call in the preamble. So here in this preamble, after this use package and this I call here multi-call. Okay, this I introduce the multi-call. Now the job is not at all. I go to the again that particular this section here. Now here I introduce begin multi-call. This entire thing should be written in between begin multi calls. Okay. Now here I have to write the number of columns that you want. Suppose I want this in 2 columns. So whenever we have the begin, it should have the end also. So right here end multi-call. Okay. Then just run this. See how beautifully they appear in our frame. So this is how we can represent these things in our frame. Now earlier in while representing the items of a particular enumeration, we highlighted some first one and then thereafter we displayed the second one, third one, so on and so forth. In the similar manner, here also I want to mention the first column. I want to display the first column first, and after some explanation, I want to go for the second column. For this purpose, we cannot have the commands like pass command or we cannot use this plus minus symbol, so on and so forth. Here I'll try to introduce another new symbol, namely only slide command. So how can I do that one here? See, how can I do that only slide command here? Suppose, see, after 1 to 8 you are in the first column. So after first column, see this, where you have this is the up to this particular column we have in the first column. So go for this end of this, enter, and you write slash only slide within the left angle 2 minus just here. This is the command. That means after now put the level left brace here. So from this place onwards, whatever the content that you are going to give will appear in the second slide here. So at the end of the column, I'll put this in the second column. Then I run here. See what happens. Sorry, this one I just did a small mistake. This is on slide, not only slide. That's why I got error. Now run this. Now this one. See here. Now I didn't appear this. Now see the output. Whatever we have. See one column after the other column we are get here. This is how conveniently we can display the columns in a particular frame also by using the command namely on slide. Okay, not only slide, it's on slide. Now sometimes to make curious about the audience, you want to display the second column or the second item a bit light transparently. So that can also be done by using the command set beamer covered. Set beamer covered. So this can be introduced not at this place. You have to go to the beginning of the document. So where is the beginning of the document? Here it is the beginning of the document. Then after the beginning of the document, here just I introduce the command set beamer covered. Set beamer covered. And in this I will give the options here. So I go for the transparent. The default is 50. You can have your own transparency by taking this. So transparent I'll say here R5 or 10, 20, whatever the one that you want here, you can do it here. Now see the output. See the transparency here in this here. This is a bit transparent. Now again appear. Now it's not here. Similarly, these are the things here. This is how we appear those things here. Now let me introduce one more slide here at the end of the frame. Here I'll introduce. See here I introduce another example here which is on columns once again. See this. Run this, what happens you see here after running this. You got only one column at this particular place. Now nothing is available here. But I'll ask the people, the audience or students, my students, what is the equation of the parabola? Then they automatically give the answer as d. Y square is equal to 4ax. Then I want to show the graph of this particular parabola. How can I add this? At the same slide, I want to show this. After obtaining the answer from my students, I want to show the graph of the people so that they have a beautiful idea. That can be done by introducing the graph at this place. For this purpose, what you need to do is the graph, whatever you are needed, that should be in the folder, whatever you have, as you know, as you are all aware of that. So that's why I'm not going much explanation about that here. See here, I just introduce after enumeration. See what I'm going to do here. Now I go for the column. Okay, it's a column here. I want the 0.5 times of the text width. Okay, so I completed this. Now coming to this, that means only half of the page it will appear in the first column. Now I go for the second column here. Right. Now also the same thing here, 0.5 of the text width. Okay. Now what I do is I introduce this envelopes. This 11 is my graph here. Now just run here. What happens? Now I have not introduced the begin columns. That is my problem here. So I need to introduce begin columns. Without having this, I did that begin column, right? So here this. Now see the output here. See how beautifully we have this. So this is in the first column and this is in the second column. So automatically after completion of this, we can easily identify the people, the graph of the y square is equal to 4x, the parabola is so on. So like this. Now see here, yes, here I introduce one more slide. See this, how I am going to have this particular one. Run this. Now see the output. See here, the introduced left side. What is the equation of the parabola? I ask the people, the audience here. They give some answer here. After some time, after getting some response from people, now I move on to this one. So they give the answer. The correct answer is x squared minus 2x minus 3 is equal to y is the equation of the parabola. This is how beautifully we can present the things before the audience here. So let me give one more example here. See this one. Here, suppose when you sometimes you have to ask the answers, fill up the blanks type questions here. So for that, what we do is here the area of the circle with the radius RA is we say here, and see how the output you'll get have in this particular presentation. Output here. See, I got the area of the circle with radius RA is dash. Now people will give some example here, some answers. After getting the response, then I'll provide the correct answer with the people here. That is pi r square. Okay. Now just let us go for the just here code. Now let me introduce some more slides here. See here I'll introduce. Now see this, run this. So I got this. What are you doing? This is a black here. This we have this some alert blacks. We call it as example blacks. Sometimes we need to give some definitions, highlighting the definitions, highlighting some examples in our presentation. That can be done by making use of these blacks here. So here, these colors of the blacks, the letters, the sentences, and can be modified using the set beamer color examples here. So if you just comment these things here, now run this, you can change the difference here, the output. See, the output is changed. Similarly, here also, for this also, I just change here the colors here. Now, see. So here, this is how we can modify the colors here by use of set beamer color, foreground and background colors. Thereby, we can change the all these black colors according to our interest. In the presentation, if you want to display the logo of your working institution on every slide or every frame, then we can insert this logo immediately after the beginning command by using slash logo here. So I'll just go to the begin document. Where it is, the begin document? Here it is. Now here I introduce this slash logo, and in that include graphics, and this is NIT logo is the name of the file, and this is the width. This logo, this file should be in our folder, then only it will appear, otherwise you'll get error here. See the output what you are getting here. See this output here. At the right top or right bottom corner, I got the logo, NIT logo. Each and every slide I got this here. This is how we can introduce the logo. This output is this. This is how I got this output. Right. Now let me go back to the code. Now in the sometimes earlier I told you that we'll try to discuss something about the themes later stage. So let me go back here, and here I come to this theme section here. So earlier I used the Madrid theme with B1 cover. So I don't want to this beaver. I use only the Madrid. So the entire presentation mode, the appearance will change. You can also have several themes like not only Madrid. I can have Bodilla, B capital P O A D I L L A, Bodilla. This is another thing we can have. See this how it appears. Okay, I observed these things here in the presentation overview. I got all these examples here. I didn't mention in the code. Only by mentioning the sections, I got all these things here. So you might have noticed that. Now I go for the another theme, namely Virgin. On this, see this one. So how I'm getting here? Who? See the title of the presentation. I am who? The authors here. From which institutions? When? The So all these things will appear at the same. This is the overview is coming at this place here, and this is how it appears differently. Something differently you are able to get this here. Who need modifications or different interests according to their interest, you can go for it. I'll go for another Ann Arbor. See here. See this difference, see how beautiful this was. Now something I go for this another interesting theme, namely Berkeley, L-E-Y, Berkeley. Now see this, the interesting thing is, earlier the code is at the right top corner, now the logo, see here, sorry, the logo earlier it was right bottom corner, automatically shifted to this top left corner of the presentation at every page here. So this is how this theme will appear for us here. So apart from this, like this general themes, there are some themes which shows navigation bars like anti-base. Navigation bars. Just I'll go for this anti-base. ANTIBES. Anti-base. This particular one shows the navigation bar. See the simple presentation here. If you go for the output of this, you can easily have this navigation. See, I got this. See the at the top side, top corner of this top left corner sample presentation, and now just beginning here. First example, the math example. So how this navigation appears in the presentation, right? This is something about the navigation bars, and there are some themes about the sidebar like Hanover. Hannover. Hanover. See, these are just like, see, everything is on the left side of the page. See this, how you are getting the first example, math example, example columns, like this. Whatever we are given in the sections, they appear at left here. And one more, I can go for this mini frame navigations. They are like Bergen. They are called mini frame navigation. Bergen. See, this is for mini frame navigation. Okay, and there are some more like shows subsections here, like theme named as Warsaw. This shows about the subsections. See here, everything here, just the beginning, everything on the top of the page. See this top of the page only. See this, just the beginning is highlighted here. Now the first example is highlighted, math example is highlighted, so on like that. Here you get this. Okay. We can also change, apart from the themes, we can also change the fonts of this particular presentations also by using use font themes here. Use font themes. Okay, and here I can give the names here just like serif. There are several, you can go for it. Just I'm not going for them here. Serif, and just you run it. See the fonts here, they change. This is the font was changed here. Okay, like this also we can modify the fonts here. But the in some of the themes like Warsaw, you don't find the numbers of the slides. So one slide two like this here. Just like in the Madrid, here we are not getting these slides here. That can be how we can add those here. You can by using the set beamer template, you can do it here. So see, let me do it here. Set beamer template. Here I'll say foot line, and here frame number. Now run this. Sorry, this one I should be in square brackets. I put this in. This is the option. Okay, sorry. This see please. See here, I got this. So see here, the page numbers will get here. See at the bottom, you are getting page numbers even in the Warsaw theme just by using the command set beamer template. Now, after completing the presentation, the outputs of the presentation you want to give it as a handouts to the people. So for that option also available in this beamer just by introducing the document class itself here. Here we introduce the beamer here. So here before this it include within the square brackets. So what I do is just I want 14 point, the size of the points, and I write it as handout. Now handout here. After doing this, now what I do is use package. Here I write somewhere here. Use package PGF pages. Then I write here pdf/pdf page use layout. Here in this I want 4 in one page, so I just give 4 on one page, and I want the A4 page, so that can it is the default one, so that I don't give. If you want any legal or something like that, you can give that option also here. Now this I'll just run out here. PDF page, yes. Now see the output here. So I got 4 pages in one page here. This can be taken print out, so thereby you can see the pages conveniently. Okay. So far we discussed the most of the options are available in the Beamer presentation. But here what we did was we start from the scratch. We took the empty document and started from the document class using begin document, end document, use themes, etc. Everything we have taken and we have typed everything here. Suppose we don't want to do all these things here. So I want to have something more here. Just what I do is see, go to the wizards in this. See here, quick Beamer presentation. So in this we have default theme. Default. You can take default theme, Anobar, Antivens, Bergen. All different themes are available here. Whatever you want. Suppose I take here Copenhagen theme here. This you got how you go to. And suppose you say transfer. The theme is different here. So the size of the theme, coding, whatever the coding, title, authors, I can write the author also here. I can write name here, the author, everything I can take here, the language, okay, everything. Just you enter this and therefore I'll take enter. Now see, I got this new one. So you run this. So I got this new, my author, my name and everything. I got this one. This is how we can easily have the layout of the presentation, and thereby we can go further here. So this is only to give an idea about this. So what you have to do is go to the wizard, click preview presentation and take the options whatever you want here. As per your required, you'll get the presentation layout here. Okay. Now we'll go for the overleaf here. How to present this in overleaf. Now let us start with the overleaf presentation. How can we do this one here? Let us see. Let's start in the overleaf. We go for the new project. After entering the login, after logging into the our page, we go for new project, and there are several items are there. Write blank project, academic journals, books, presentation, so on and so forth. Here I can go for the presentation directly or by using blank project. Any of them can be done here. Let me go for the presentation because we want a presentation. Here see, if you enter into the presentation, there are several models which are already available in Overleaf. We can go to them anyone according to your wish. But if I want to have our own presentation, then I'll go back here and then I go to the new project and go to the plan project. And I'll give the name of this presentation here. Here. Let me create this. Now this is my new presentation. This can be with our own ideas here. So here, this is an article here we are having. I can change into the Beamer because I am using, as I said earlier, I am using a Beamer class and sample presentation, author, myself, and the institutions, everything you can write here. But instead of writing everything here, once again, Already we discussed in the text video. So just let me copy and paste all of them here and run. This is how the same code which I have written there. Now compare here. This is the code file and this is the output. See, we got here same output. But see, have you observed this? There are some errors. So what are the errors? It shows corresponding to some outputs. So that means some we have not we have some errors in this. So what are the corresponding errors which we have? So that means we need to, because we have some graphs and pictures which were not uploaded into the Overleaf, that's why we got this kind of errors here. So to do that, so here you have to upload here. See the left column here, the left upload. Go to this. You see, we need to select from computer. If you are having from internet, so I need second graph uploaded. I have another graph which I have named as 11. So I uploaded this. And I have another graph which is a logo of NIT. NIT logo is there for me. So I uploaded those three. So now again I recompile. So the errors were not there. So let me go for the output, full view of output. See, this is how I got this output. See, I am getting the complete output, the same fashion whatever you have. So you can simply download this output here and save into our computer without bothering about the other things here. So it will execute just like the earlier one. So this is how we can take the presentation in the Overleaf. The everything is same, just only the environment is a different one. Now I want to mention you one thing here. Here I used this Madrid themes and like that Warsaw, Madrid, Berkeley, so on so. So see here, I'm going to a site here, Beamer Theme Gallery. If you enter into this Google, you get this kind of output here. Here I can say show by theme. See there are the different themes available. Ann Arbor, Antibes, Berger. See how they appear. Podella, boxes, Cambridge, yes, Copenhagen. So like this, everything we can easily see here. We can select according to our convenience. Suppose if you want to show by color, so these are the color themes here we are having. Green, default, a dolphin, dove, fly, lily, orchid, rose. These are different seagull, seahorse. These are the different color themes. These are the different font themes. So this is how we can have. And these are shown by theme and color. There are some themes and colors according to the combination of themes as well as color. This is how we can have we can choose according to our interest, our requirement, and so this is how we can have this entire presentation. Thank you all for listening to me. I once again thank the organizers for giving me the wonderful and beautiful opportunity. Hope you all participants have happy LaTeX learning. Thank you all.